Saying no is often very necessary. How you do it is what matters. With your Influence and Success Insight, I'm Bob Burg. The more successful you become, the more people will ask you to do things, most of which simply in terms of managing your life, your business, your peace of mind, and happiness, you probably shouldn't do, or simply might not want to do. I often hear from people, many describing themselves as people pleasers, who simply find it too difficult to say no, even when they know that saying yes is something they'll regret. In terms of being a people pleaser, I think that's fairly natural. Most of us want to do what we can to make people happy, to come through for others, to be of value to them. Nothing intrinsically wrong with that. It's only when doing so is either incongruent with your values, will cause you an unnecessary hardship, or is simply something you'd rather not do, that you need to be sure and not agree to it. So yes, you can say no. The key is to do so in a way that respects and honors that person while respecting and honoring your own boundaries. How do you do that? In this video, let's look at two ways which are often taught, but which I feel are actually counterproductive. And I truly don't mean to disrespect anyone who does suggest these ways. This is simply my opinion and feel they're important to point out. The first is something that's become somewhat in vogue in recent years, and that's the saying that no is a complete sentence. I get the intent that it's okay to say no, and of course I agree with that. But despite how empowering it sounds, is no really a complete sentence? I mean, someone asks you to do something, not outlandish, just something you'd rather not take on. Are you really just going to say no? No, I don't think so. First, it's rather rude. Secondly, it'll most likely really turn that person off to you and to probably never ask you to participate in anything with them ever again. And you might want to keep that door open. Mainly though, saying no like that is simply incongruent with your values, which includes treating people with respect and kindness. So I don't believe that no is a complete sentence is either an appropriate or particularly effective way of saying no. Another counterproductive way is to make an excuse, such as, well, I would, but I don't have the time right now. Of course, you really know it's not that you don't have the time, it's that you don't value doing what you're being requested to do as much as you value not doing what you're being requested to do. And when the person asks if they can check back in 3 months when you're not as busy, or even responds in such a way that it's obvious that time wouldn't be an issue right now, well, now you're stuck, right? You either have to admit that you were fibbing, which they're not going to appreciate and feel good about and probably have a little less respect for you, and you're not going to feel good about it either. Or, in order to save face, you need to accept the request and do the thing you really don't want to do. Also, not a good option. What can you do then that, again, is kind, tactful, respectful, and allows you to say no in a way that both of you feel good about it? We'll explore that in the next video. With your Influence and Success Insight, I'm Bob Burg. Make it a great day.